Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Tarot Tuesday. Last week, we began our journey with the Fool, the invitation to trust ourselves enough to take the first step. But once we take the step, there's another question waiting for us. Now what? And that's where today's card comes in, the Magician. When we meet the magician, we're moved from the unlimited possibility of the Fool into something much more intentional. The magician says, you have potential. Now what are you going to do with it? Take a look at the table in front of him. We see a wand, a cup, a sword, and a pentacle. All four suits of the minor arcana are represented. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. These represent the tools available to us. Our passion and creativity, our emotions and intuition, our thoughts and communication, and our ability to create something tangible in the physical world. Now, let's look at the magician himself. One hand reaches towards the heavens while the other points toward the earth. You may have heard the phrase, as above, so below. The magician becomes the bridge between inspiration and action. An idea alone doesn't create change. A dream alone doesn't create change. At some point, we have to take what exists inside us and bring it into the world. Traditionally, the magician represents manifestation, willpower, skill, resourcefulness, confidence, and inspired action. And there's something I really love about this card. The magician isn't waiting for another tool. Everything he needs is already sitting on the table, right? And if we're being completely truthful, how often do we tell ourselves, I'll start when I'm ready. I'll do it when I know more. I'll begin when I have more money. I'll try when I'm more confident. The magician looks at us and says, what if you're more ready than you think you are? Okay. When I created my Meridian Return to Yourself interpretation of the magician, I asked the same question I ask with every card. What is the magician asking us to return to? Return to your power. Here, for me, this card is the reminder that our power doesn't begin when someone gives us permission. It doesn't begin when everything is perfect. And it sure doesn't begin when fear disappears. It begins when we recognize what is already within us and choose to use it. And look at these two cards together. The traditional magician asks us to recognize our resources and consciously direct our energy. My Meridian card brings that same wisdom inward. That's what I want this series to explore. Not simply, what does this tarot card mean, but what does this card reveal about me? Because that's where tarot becomes more than something we read. It becomes something we experience. So, I've certainly had moments when I've looked at something I wanted to create and thought, okay, I need one more certification. I need to learn one more thing. I need everything figured out first. And sometimes preparation is necessary, but sometimes preparation becomes a very convincing hiding place. The magician reminds me to look at what's already on my table. What have I learned? What have I experienced? What can I do today? Because maybe the next step doesn't require something new. Maybe it requires finally using what I already have. So, here's your Tarot Tuesdays reflection for this week. What are you waiting to receive before you give yourself permission to begin? And then ask yourself, what if I already have enough to take the next step? You don't need every answer. You don't need perfect circumstances. Look at what's already on your table. I'd love to hear your answer in the comments. What's one gift, skill, or resource you already possess that you're ready to start using? And if you're enjoying Tarot Tuesdays, subscribe, join me next week, and continue traveling through the tarot together. Last week, the Fool asked us to trust. This week, the Magician asked us to use what we've been given. And until next Tuesday, keep returning to yourself. Take care, beautiful souls.